Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, In the Land of Saints and Sinners. I had no idea. This was not what I was thinking I was going to watch tonight. I was looking for something else. Scrolling through, like I said, 120 movies I have. And I was like, oh, alright, hour and 46 minutes long. And it has Liam Neeson in it. And then Kerry, Condon, who I didn't realize. Like, I saw her face and I was like, wait a minute. I know you probably don't watch my reviews in order, but just last night I watched Night Swim, and she was in it. And I was like, she's recognizable. She reminded me of somebody else, but I was like, wow, found this movie, and then I checked the IMDb credits. She's in it again. I look it up. She's been in the Marvel movies, the Avengers, and stuff like that. I didn't know all that. The Banshees of Inisherin. Am I saying that right? You know, I've seen that movie. A lot of good stuff she's been in. So awesome that she's in it. Otherwise, I don't recognize. Oh wait, yes I do. But Clarion Hinds, I've seen him. So it's an Irish movie. It's in a remote Irish village. A damaged Finbar is forced to fight for redemption after a lifetime of sins. But what price is he willing to pay? I don't know. You know, again, I have no idea. It's 6.1 on IMDb, and 5,674 people rated it so far. So I'm a little behind the times on this one. Let's get into it. Let's find out what it's about. Right now, I paused it to make sure everything's in working order. Northern Ireland, 1974. Pretty good year, 1974. Alright, that's it. Stick around. I'll tell you what I think about the movie. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of In the Land of Saints and Sinners. And I'm pleasantly surprised. It did feel a little long. Hour and 40, what I say, 1 minutes or something like that. Yeah, hour and 41 minutes. It's actually an hour and 36 minutes because now the credits are up. So, it's not really that long. It just felt like it. I don't know why. And that's not good. I wasn't really on my phone that much. I was here and there. But it's one of those kind of situations where you feel like it's dragging. You go to your phone and then something's happening already and you got to put it back down. So, you know, I always use that as a gauge. Sorry. Oh, that one guy was Gleeson. Anyway, so let me give you a better idea of the plot. So Liam Neeson lives in a small village in Northern Ireland. I think it's right outside of Belfast. I think that's the way it works. But anyway, you know, and it's kind of cool. The thing I like most about that is the Northern Ireland backdrop, right? So this all happens in Ireland. It's got, you know, the scenery, the cinematography, whatever you say, and in 1974. So you combine those two elements and you watch it, and I think it makes a very visually interesting movie. I know this is probably the most the best vocabulary review I've ever given before, but anyway, it does. I think and that made me enjoy it. I always wanted to go to Ireland. I'm a big fan. Kimmel's Irish Pub. I think you get it. I say no more. But you know, so that really takes it to a different level for me, and maybe for you, because otherwise you tell the story of a plot and you center it in New York or, you know, maybe even London. But especially anywhere in the United States, even small town, big town, it's going to feel very similar. You do something like this, it really makes it a little different. But Liam Neeson, small town, Northern Ireland, and he is an assassin. I'm going to say that. I don't think that's probably the Irish term for it, but he's a killer for hire, if you will. And so that's what he does, but he's with a big heart. So he loves his town, his people in his town, except for, of course, the people he's got to kill. But they don't dwell on that a lot. They just know, you just know that's the background. They give you a little bit of a character development, so you know who he is. But again, he has a big heart. You know, there's helping others around him, friends with everybody. Everybody knows everybody in this town. And his best friend is the chief of police, or at least a policeman. But he's got that. Meanwhile, they have a group of out-of-towners, I guess. Maybe they were from Belfast. I don't know. That's probably what it was. They were from Belfast. And they come to his little town. This group of, what do you call it? Protesters, I'll say. right? So they're rising up against, you know, probably the Irish government. I don't know, but you know what I mean. They're trying to free Ireland, and they're radical protesters. So the very opening scene is just put them blowing something up, right? So they're on the run from that, and they just happen to end up in this same town where Liam Neeson is. So as I tell the story, you kind of think of it like, yeah, imagine that in a United States-based setting, and it's something we've seen before. I also, but then you throw it in here, and real quick before I keep going down these rabbit holes, it reminded me a little bit of Equalizer 3, right? So very similar in that, and Denzel, he's in that little town in Italy, and he's an assassin of sorts, and some things go on, he's got to protect the town. Very similar concept here, but still good. Even though I thought of that late, so it didn't ruin the movie for me, but it was like that a lot. But he seemed like Liam Neeson lived there his whole life, right? So anyway, so that's what it is. So these people come into town, and they're up to no good in the neighborhood. He catches wind, and so, you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. But he kind of gets the town a little bit in danger. So not only does he have to, you know, rid the town of these people, but he's also got to protect it. And everybody that he likes and stuff like that. So, and there's other characters. There's like, and it's funny because this town seems very small, but there's like 2 assassins in it, 2 murderers for hire, I guess, whatever we're gonna call them. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And there are some other things maybe I would have done a little bit differently, but that's being very, very nitpicky because I did enjoy this movie. I thought it was great. I liked it. I liked him in this. I thought the role was good. It's not, like I said, it's a little slow, I felt, at times, because there's not a lot of action. It's more of story development than it is gunfire. Now, there is action, you know, when we come to the, you know, to the end. There's a little bit of action here and there, but it's not throughout the entire thing. So, which is good, because I don't want Liam Neeson going in and karate kicking people and doing all that kind of stuff. You know, a little something here and there is fine, but really, it was very minimal. And then we get to it. So I liked that. I liked his character. It wasn't like he was a super soldier or something like that. He was just, you know, hey, he's just a small town assassin that, you know, so there's that. And then the other character, like I said, the other assassin, he grows on you. You like the cop. You like the bartender. You like the neighbor. He's got a neighbor, a friendly neighbor. So there's all these individual characters, all in Ireland. And of course, you know, they have their accents, which is cool. I like it. But they also have these different ways of saying things, which is fun and interesting, but sometimes hard to catch what they're talking about, right? But still cool. I like that aspect of it. So again, that piece of it elevates it all for me. And you know, in the land of saints and sinners, it's very like an Irish thing to say. So there you go. Considering I went into this and I have no clue, just showed up on my list, click on it, let's go. Definitely worth a watch, I think, in my opinion. If you like Liam Neeson, if you liked Equalizer 3, if you haven't seen Equalizer 3, check that out too. But definitely worth it here. This is not a skip it type of movie. If, again, you like all the things that I say. I mean, if you're not into, you know, assassins for hire, you're not going to watch this one. But it's not all about that. It's more about him and his character. All right, there you go. I don't know if I was helpful at all, but I had fun. I felt like I did a really good job at one small part of this review. So if you thought so, let me know. Thanks. Tell your friends. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.
Thank you.